Subscribe to this YouTube channel for more information about Africa's history and potential. When discussing Africa, there are several common misconceptions or oversimplifications that should be avoided to provide a more accurate and balanced view of the continent. Here are 5 things people should stop saying about Africa. 1. Africa is a country. Africa is a vast continent made up of 54 diverse countries, each with its own unique cultures, languages, histories, and political systems. Referring to Africa as if it's a single country ignores this diversity and oversimplifies its complexities. 2. Africa is poor. While poverty exists in some African countries, Africa is not universally poor. There are many rapidly growing economies, thriving industries, and wealthy nations. Africa is home to significant natural resources, emerging tech hubs, and wealthy individuals and communities. 3. Africa is all about wildlife and safaris. While Africa is famous for its wildlife, the continent offers much more than safaris. It has vibrant cities, cutting-edge technology sectors, rich cultures and histories. Highlighting only its wildlife diminishes the modern and cultural advancements in Africa. 4. Africa is unsafe. Africa, like any other continent, has areas with security challenges, but many African countries are safe for both residents and tourists. Not every part of Africa is dangerous, and many regions are as safe as those in other parts of the world. 5. All Africans are the same. Africa is home to over 3,000 ethnic groups and thousands of languages. People in different countries and regions have different cultures, customs, and traditions. Treating all Africans as a monolithic group ignores this incredible diversity. These are stereotypes and generalizations that can distort perceptions of Africa. It's important to recognize the richness and diversity of the continent. Beyond these narrow viewpoints, here are additional points to avoid when discussing Africa. 6. Africa is dependent on foreign aid. While some African countries receive foreign aid, many African economies are growing and self-sufficient. Several countries have thriving industries in sectors like technology, agriculture, tourism, and manufacturing. Overgeneralizing Africa as reliant on aid overlooks the continent's economic progress and potential. 7. Africans lack education. While education access can be a challenge in certain areas, many African countries have made significant strides in improving education systems. Africa is home to prestigious universities, highly educated professionals, and growing innovation in science, technology, and business. 8. Africa is backward or underdeveloped. Africa has many fast-developing nations, urban centers, and tech hubs. Cities like Lagos, Nairobi, and Johannesburg are becoming centers of innovation, entrepreneurship, and culture. The idea that Africa is backward or undeveloped ignores the rapid progress many countries are making in technology and infrastructure. 9. Africa is always in crisis. While some countries face political or social challenges, Africa is not defined by crises. Many nations are stable, peaceful, and making significant advancements in governance and economic development. This perception ignores the everyday life, growth, and achievements of millions of Africans. 10. Africa is just about agriculture. While agriculture is an important sector, Africa's economies are diverse and include industries like finance, technology, manufacturing, mining, energy, and tourism. The continent has vibrant urban areas and a growing middle class that participate in various sectors beyond farming. 11. Africa is technologically behind. Africa is rapidly advancing in technology, with countries like Kenya being pioneers in mobile banking and M-Pesa, and Nigeria emerging as a tech hub. Several African startups are making global impacts. and many countries are embracing new technologies to leapfrog development. 12. Africa's future is bleak. Africa's population is young, with a median age of around 20 years. This youthful population represents enormous potential for innovation, economic growth, and leadership in various fields. The future of Africa is bright, with growing industries, a young workforce, and increasing global influence. 13. Africans don't live modern lives. Many Africans live in modern cities with high-rise buildings, luxury hotels, modern infrastructure, and thriving entertainment industries. The continent is home to cosmopolitan cities like Cape Town, Accra, and Dakar, with diverse lifestyles similar to those in other parts of the world. 14. All Africans live in rural areas. Urbanization is rapidly increasing in Africa, with many Africans living in bustling cities. In fact, more than 40% of Africa's population lives in urban areas, and cities across the continent are experiencing significant growth in infrastructure and innovation. 15. Africa has no role in global affairs. Africa plays a significant role in global politics, economics, and culture. The continent is rich in natural resources, and countries like Nigeria, South Africa, and Egypt are important players in international diplomacy, trade, and peacekeeping efforts. Africa is increasingly asserting itself in global decision-making. By moving away from these misconceptions, a more accurate and respectful understanding of Africa's vast diversity, potential, and complexity can emerge. To realize Africa's vast potential and support its development, certain positive and forward-thinking conceptions are needed. These conceptions would shift focus from stereotypes to empowerment and growth. Below are key ideas that can aid the actualization of Africa's potential. 1. Africa as a hub of innovation and entrepreneurship. Promoting innovation. Africa is home to rapidly growing tech ecosystems, such as Silicon Savannah in Kenya and Nigeria's Yabacon Valley. Encouraging innovation through technology, digital infrastructure, and entrepreneurship will help African countries leapfrog development stages. Support for startups. Providing funding, mentorship, and infrastructure for African startups can accelerate economic growth and help tackle local challenges with homegrown solutions. 2. Africa's young population as a key driver. Investment in youth. Africa has one of the world's youngest populations. Investing in education, skills development, and youth entrepreneurship can unlock this demographic advantage, allowing young people to drive innovation, leadership, and economic transformation. Digital literacy and STEM education. Expanding access to education in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics STEM can prepare Africa's youth to compete in the global workforce and lead in fields like artificial intelligence, biotechnology, and engineering. 3. Africa as a continent of diverse economies. Economic diversification. Moving away from over-reliance on commodities such as oil, minerals, and agriculture toward more diversified economies that include manufacturing, services, technology, and tourism will create a stable, sustainable growth model. Promoting intra-Africa trade. Africa has launched the African Continental Free Trade Area (AFTA), which seeks to boost intra-African trade. This can reduce dependence on external markets and increase collaboration across industries within the continent. 4. Africa's leadership in sustainability and renewable energy. Harnessing renewable energy. Africa has abundant renewable energy resources, such as solar, wind, and hydropower. Investment in these sectors can meet the continent's growing energy needs while positioning Africa as a leader in the global shift to renewable energy. Green innovation. African countries can innovate in climate adaptation, sustainable agriculture, and conservation, becoming global leaders in sustainability efforts and environmental management. 5. Investing in infrastructure development, smart cities and modern infrastructure. Developing world-class infrastructure roads, railways, Ports, electricity, and digital connectivity will facilitate trade, attract investment, and support industrialization. Public-private partnerships (PPPs), encouraging partnerships between governments and private companies, can unlock the financing needed to build critical infrastructure across Africa. 6. Empowering women and closing gender gaps. Female empowerment. Empowering women through education, economic inclusion, and political participation can have transformative effects on African economies and societies. Studies show that when women are given equal opportunities, entire communities benefit. Closing gender gaps. Supporting initiatives that promote equal access to education, healthcare, and financial services for women and girls will enhance Africa's human capital and boost overall development. 7. Africa as a global cultural powerhouse. Cultural industries. Africa has a rich and diverse cultural heritage that spans music, fashion, film, and art. The success of industries like Afrobeats and Nollywood shows Africa's global cultural influence. Supporting the creative economy can turn Africa into a cultural powerhouse. Tourism. Showcasing Africa's cultural, historical, and natural beauty through sustainable tourism can drive economic growth while preserving heritage. 8. Good governance and leadership. Promoting accountability. Transparent, accountable governance is crucial for sustainable development. Strong institutions that protect the rule of law, human rights, and fair business practices will foster economic growth and social stability. Leadership development. Encouraging ethical, visionary leadership at all levels can drive policies that promote inclusive growth, tackle corruption, and invest in long-term development. 9. Africa as a partner in global trade and diplomacy. Global partnerships. Rather than being seen as a recipient of aid, Africa should be viewed as a key partner in global trade and diplomacy. Partnerships based on mutual respect and shared interests will allow African countries to negotiate better trade deals and influence global policies. South-South cooperation. Strengthening ties with other emerging economies, such as those in Asia and Latin America, can provide new markets, knowledge exchange, and development models. 10. Africa as a leader in agricultural innovation. Agri-tech and food security. Africa has vast arable land, and investments in agricultural, technology, agri-tech, and modern farming practices can improve food security and turn the continent into a global food supplier. Sustainable farming. Encouraging sustainable farming techniques that preserve ecosystems and increase productivity can strengthen Africa's agricultural sector and reduce hunger. 11. Africa as a continent of opportunity. Changing the narrative. Shifting the global narrative about Africa from one of challenges to one of opportunities can attract foreign investment, talent, and interest. Highlighting Africa's potential, successes, and emerging markets will reshape how the world views the continent. Engaging the diaspora. Engaging the African diaspora as investors, innovators, and mentors can bring significant financial and intellectual capital to the continent. 12. Africa's strong role in global health initiative. Health innovation. Investing in healthcare systems, local pharmaceutical industries, and health innovation can address existing health challenges while positioning Africa as a leader in global health initiatives. Universal healthcare access. Expanding access to healthcare and addressing disparities will improve life expectancy and productivity, fostering economic growth. 13. Regional integration and cooperation. Political and economic integration. Strengthening regional organizations like the African Union (AU) and ECOWAS can promote peace, stability, and economic cooperation. Unified policies on trade, infrastructure, and security can enhance Africa's global standing. Peacebuilding and conflict resolution. Prioritizing peacebuilding initiatives and conflict resolution. strategies will help create the stability needed for long-term development. Conclusion: by adopting these conceptions, African countries can harness their youthful populations, vast resources, innovation potential, and growing industries to transform the continent. The key is to focus on sustainable development, inclusive growth, and global integration, ensuring that Africa's future is prosperous and equitable. Subscribe to this YouTube channel for more information about Africa's history and potential.